Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our first chapter, that is integers. So, what are the integers? An integer is a positive or negative whole number including 0. So, like -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. These are integers. So here we have some rules how to add integers or subtract integers. So first of all we will discuss the first rule for adding integers. The rule is that the sum of two positive integers is always positive. For example, 5 and 1 both are the positive integers. When we add 5 and 1, the answer is 6. Again 6 is also a positive integer. Okay, so sum of two positive integers is always positive. Next is rule 2 for adding integers is the sum of two negative integers is always negative. For example, -5 and -1 both are negative integers. So when we add them, answer is -6. Means that when we add two negative integers, its answer is also negative. Next is the sum of a positive and a negative integer could be positive, negative, or 0. Means if we add positive integer and a negative integer, so its sum could be positive, negative, or 0. Okay, for example, -3 and 2. If we find the sum of these two, its answer is -1. That is a negative integer. Okay. Next is -3 plus 3. Again -3 is a negative and plus 3 is positive integer. So when we add, its answer is 0. Next is -2 plus 3. So when we add, its answer is 1. As you see, -2 is a negative integer and 3 is a positive integer. So its answer be 1. So that is a positive. So sum of a positive and negative integer could be positive, negative, or 0. Next is adding integers continued. When you add a positive and negative integer, you are really subtracting. Okay, then your answer that you give the sign of the greater absolute value. Means when you add or subtract positive integers, for example, here we have 5 and -1. Both are integers. 5 is a positive integer and -1 is a negative integer. Okay, so actually if there is a one positive integer and one negative integer, then you have to subtract. Okay, but the sign is of the greater absolute value. Okay, so 5 -1, its answer is 4. Okay, and here 5 is positive, -1 is negative, so 5 is greater than 1. Okay, so that's why we write here positive 4. Next is -5 plus 1. So as you see that -5 is a greater -5 is a negative number and 1 is a positive number. Okay, so the absolute value of -5 is 5 and absolute value of 1 is 1. So the greater absolute value of greater number is -5, that is 5. Okay, so that's why we write here negative sign, and 5 minus 1 is equal to 4. Okay, next is if there is a one positive sign, like here we have +5 plus -5. One is positive, one is negative. Okay, so 5 minus 5, 0. Okay, so 0, as you know, 0 is neither positive nor negative. Okay, so we write it as 0. So next is, here we have some rules for subtracting the integers. To subtract an integer, add its opposite. Okay, so you will need to correctly change all the subtractions problems into addition problems. Got it? Next, how to change a subtraction problem into an addition problem. So here we have the steps. There are the 3 steps to change. First one is keep the first integer the same. Okay. Second is change the subtraction sign into addition sign. You have to change the subtraction sign into addition sign. Third is take the opposite of the number that immediately follows the newly placed addition sign. Got it? So in this way we can change. Next is, here we have some rules for multiplying integer. The first one is product of 2 integers with the same sign is positive. For example, -3 into -3. Here -3 is negative and -3 this is also negative integers. So when we multiply these 2 integers, its answer is positive 9. So product of 2 integers with the same sign is positive. Okay, so next is the product of 2 integers with the different sign is negative. For example, 3 into -4, so its answer be -12. Okay, so 3 4s are 12 and sign be negative. So the product of 2 integers with the different sign is negative. Next is, here rule summary for the multiplication, that positive into positive is equal to positive and negative into negative answer is positive. Positive into negative answer is always negative and negative into positive answer is always negative. Okay. Next, did you know that the rules for multiplication and division are same? Yes, both the rules are same. So the rules for the division are exactly the same as those for the multiplication. Okay, so if we are changing, if we take the rules for multiplication and change the multiplication signs to division sign, we would have an accurate set of rules for division. For example, -6 divided by -3. Okay, so if both the signs are negative signs, then their answer, or you can say that if both the signs are same, then their answer be in positive. Okay, so its answer is 2. If both are of opposite signs, then its answer be in negative. Okay, so its answer is -2. So the rules for the dividing integers, again I repeat, the quotient of 2 integers with the same sign is positive. As we had done the example, -6 divided by -2, answer is 3. The quotient of 2 integers with different signs is negative. For example, we had done the example -6 divided by 3, its answer is -2. So the quotient of 2 integers with different sign is negative. So here we have rules summary for division, that when we divide positive integer with a positive integer, its answer is also positive. If we divide negative integer with negative integer, then answer is again positive integer. And if we divide positive integer by negative integer, its answer is negative. And if we divide negative integer by positive integer, its answer is again negative. So thank you.